What companies has Mark Cuban invested in? Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at what companies has Mark Cuban invested in. Let's get right into it. Mark Cuban is best known as the billionaire owner of the Dallas Mavericks, but it turns out he's interested in a lot of different things and is willing to pay for them. If you look at the website for Mark Cuban companies, you can see all the different companies he owns or has invested in. The list is both long and varied, which is impressive. Let's look at some of the companies where Mark Cuban put his money. Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drugs. Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drugs makes low-cost generic drugs and prices them clearly. The PharmaBro controversy, in which turning pharmaceuticals raised the price of Daraprim, an anti-parasitic medicine, by 5,000%, inspired the firm. Dr. Alex Oshmiansky, a physician and entrepreneur, was furious. Turning CEO Martin Shkreli became a symbol of corporate greed. Oshmiansky cold emailed Cuban. They formed Mark Cuban Plus Drug Company, which Oshmiansky runs. A direct-to-consumer internet pharmacy was added in January. Bill Shark. In 2016, Stephen McKean, Brian Keeney, and Michael Mora established Bill Shark to negotiate monthly payments and find underutilized subscriptions to save clients time and money. Bill Shark has saved consumers and small companies over $10 million and intends to save $2.7 billion by 2025. In 2018, Cuban joined Bill Shark as an investor and advisor to assist with its application programming interface, API, which allows firms to integrate the service. Since then, Bill Shark has worked with other banks and fintech startups. In January, Bill Shark powered Mint's new bill negotiation tool, Game Day Couture. Mark Cuban invested $500,000 in Game Day Couture, a women's collegiate fashion company, in 2014. Kurt and Shauna Feddersen founded the Oklahoma-based firm to enable ladies cheer for their favorite team in style. Game Day Couture sold $12 million in 2018. Game Day Couture had over 30 university licenses when Cuban invested. It sells at over 2,500 outlets countrywide and has over 200 NCAA licenses. Nuts and More. In 2010, three 40-something friends in Providence, Rhode Island founded Nuts and More, a fitness-focused, high-protein nut butter spread company. In 2013, Cuban and fellow shark Robert Herjavec invested $75,000 for 35% of the nascent startup on Shark Tank. The firm produces high-protein peanut and almond butter spreads, snack packs, and more in over 20 varieties. Before Shark Tank, the firm sold $100,000. Sales hit $6 million in 2018. Instafire. When outdoor enthusiast Frank Weston and firefighter Connell Banner met, they developed Instafire. They gathered mornings in an abandoned, owl-infested warehouse for 9 months to build a safe, easy-to-use, and dependable emergency product. In 2016, Cuban and Lori Greiner invested $300,000 for 30% ownership. The firm has added products, including eco-friendly ones. Greiner reported $7.5 million in retail sales for the Instafire in 3 years after its Shark Tank debut on her website. Mrs. Goldfarb's Unreal Deli. Jenny Goldfarb's family owned a New York Jewish deli. In 2018, she founded Mrs. Goldfarb's Unreal Deli to make plant-based corned beef sandwiches after becoming vegan. Her goods are kosher, animal-free, cholesterol-free, nitrate-free, low-fat, low-carb, and high-protein. Cuban handed Goldfarb $250,000 for a 20% share in the firm in a 2019 Shark Tank episode, one of his few plant-based investments. Simple Sugars. Teenager Lani Lazari sought eczema relief. After several dermatologist appointments, she began experimenting in the family kitchen to treat her sensitive skin. Her own recipes finally cured her eczema in 2005. Cuban received 33% of the firm for his $100,000 investment on Shark Tank in 2013. After Shark Tank, Pittsburgh-based firm sales soared from $44,000 to $6 million. GroupHug. First-generation American Crystal Persaud founded GroupHug and prioritized sustainability in 2018. Her invention, Windows solar panels that charge phones and other electronics. On Shark Tank in 2020, she stated, "While the sun strikes your solar panel during the day, all of that energy is saved in an internal battery, so you can charge your favorite electronics day or night." Cuban paid her $150,000 for a 25% interest in the firm, impressed by the idea. Ready, Set, Eat. Ready, Set, Eat is a company that started in 2017 and gives peanut, egg, and milk allergens to babies as young as 4 months old. The goal is to reduce the risk of kids developing allergies to these foods by as much as 80%. This is done by adding a packet of allergens to a baby's bottle or food. Cuban made an initial investment of $350,000 through Shark Tank and then took part in a $3 million funding round. As a parent of a child with a severe peanut allergy, I know firsthand the impact it has on families across the country. We will work on making sure every parent knows about early allergen introduction, Cuban said in a news release. He is a father of 3. The Living Christmas Company. Southern California teenager Scott Martin delivered Christmas trees. Because I worked in a nursery, I thought, why do people cut down trees to bring in the house when there are perfectly good living trees that can be brought in the house and afterwards they keep on living? He told Spectrum News in 2019. As an adult, he created the Living Christmas Company, which delivers real potted trees to households and picks them up after the holidays. Next year, he will rent the same tree to another family, conserving a tree. He went on Shark Tank seeking financing and infrastructure funding and met skeptics. Cuban, a believer in ease with a conscience, funded $150,000 for 40% of the firm. The firm is still operating, although its growth and sales are unknown. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.